Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 7. We are down in this area, which may look a little bit different. It is our skeleton farm for XP and bones, and I want to kick this episode off with a little project where we start to automate getting the experience from these skeletons so I can easily AFK over here to repair all of my mending gear. That's been something that's a little bit time consuming. I want to repair my pick and I've got to kind of hang around in the area killing skeletons. We're going to automate that process, okay? And we're going to do it in style, which is why I've been, putting together this room shape over here. By the way, there is lighting going on. You'll notice it is very subtle. It's done by redstone torches, and they're positioned in a line going around the outside so that the light level is 0 going into the spawning space. If the light level is even slightly higher, I believe it messes with the spawn rates, and then when it gets too high, it stops them completely. So no light is going into there. We're taking control of the ambient lighting, and by the way, I need to modify the entrance down there to let the skeletons get through a little bit faster, because the slab at the top there kind of slows them down. Anyway, they're going to go along like this, but we're going to modify the path they used to go on and make it a little bit lower, as over here we're going to have a collection area below the enchanting table. And what I wanted to do was combine the killing area with the place that you would make your enchants, which is why this looks so bizarre and weird at the moment. So we're going to have a collection system directly below this enchanting table, and the skeletons will go down at bedrock level under there and up the other side, all the way up, and actually drop down onto the enchanting table. It's going to be really awesome. But what I've just spent some time doing is putting together a beacon, because we now have loads and loads of iron. Somewhere in here I've got an insane amount of iron blocks, and I realized I should just be taking advantage of the beacon now. We can throw down all these iron blocks, leave them here, and move the beacon about to wherever we like. So I'm going to put some haste 2 on this, and that's going to allow me to dig out the area, because not only are we making what I just described, we're going to need to make it all look nice and have a big room down here. We'll have a nether portal, a way to get up to the surface and back down again, and a storage system as well. Those are my plans for this project. By the way, you might have noticed the sign over here, and this is what I love about Hermitcraft, people willing to help each other out. I mentioned needing some dirt, and so Joe's come over here, MVP, look at that, stacks upon stacks of dirt. Why on earth would I need all this stuff? Well, we'll go have a look actually at what I'm doing. But yeah, there's also a door and spanner, and I can't help but feel this is some sort of inside joke. So one day what I'd like to have in this entire area is an ink sac farm from squids. And that will involve filling in all of these lakes, right? Not just covering the top with dirt, but removing all of the other spaces where squid can spawn, and then we'll be able to have an area designated for the squid with water for them to spawn in, and like a trap down below. And so what I've been doing is actually using this as a place to get the resources, not only to dig out dirt, but to dig out sand and clay and gravel as well. So it might look like I've only just put dirt on the top here, but if we pop our heads down below, you'll see that I've actually dug out the entire river. So below these points there is now no longer water for squid to spawn in, but I'm also getting sand and gravel from here, which we need for our builds, and then I get some clay, which is a valuable resource, and I'm also digging out the dirt because I then need to go and place it up the top again. So this is why I was looking for so much dirt. And just like that, the shulker box worth that Joe sent us has been placed, and I haven't actually been filling in the water beneath because I've had a little bit of a revelation. And that is that squid spawning is in relation to the location of the player. And so right now we're actually on a backup of the Hermitcraft world, and if I were to simply go higher up into the sky, then at the right distance squid wouldn't be able to spawn over in these locations, and they get higher and higher up, there's only a select area in which they can spawn. So if we return back to our wonderful map once again, you'll see that I've added a spot for our trading location down here, and notice that lakes don't appear on this map, it's only rivers. But what we're probably going to do is put a tower for the squid farm that we AFK in somewhere around here, and we're not actually going to build the squid farm inside of the tower. Now this spot right here was the initial one that I thought about. We stand here inside of a giant tower dedicated to the squid, and we have a farm somewhere down there, and it means that we have to fill in certain spots of water in a certain distance, which doesn't include all of that over there which I've been filling in. Problem with this spot is that it looks like it's going to load the trading area, so we might actually move this closer over in this direction. But let me show you what I am using here. It is a mod that allows us to create a spawning sphere. So this shows us if we're standing at this spot where squid can actually spawn. So this means over here, for example, I wouldn't need to go over here and fill in all of this because squid wouldn't be spawning there. But as we move in, you can see, well, it's almost a perfect example, but it's actually related to where I am at this specific point in time. We would be filling in all of the water right here. And so this little river, all of this would need filling in, and then somewhere around here I think is a good spot for us to build the farm. So I think I've found the right location. However, we would be loading the creeper farm, and that means creepers would spawn in those dark areas and just stay loaded. So what we're going to do is simply move this despawn sphere to where we currently are, and now you can see that the creeper farm will be outside of this range. However, anything else in this area will be inside, and it includes a portion of the river over here. A small portion, might I add. But it will probably be big enough to build our farm. And over there you can actually see I've kind of set up a portal. It's not activated. That's roughly where we're going to stand, except maybe a little bit lower, because this farm also needs to drop down and have a killing area for the squid. And if they go outside of that range, they'll instantly despawn as well. So the deal is, on this side over here, we're good to now go ahead and just fill in the surface and eventually turn this into more jungle, maybe with buildings. And then on this side, we've actually got to go ahead and remove all of the water, replacing the river here with space for a farm. Also, the squid are doing a good job actually spawning inside of the space I would want them to. And you can see this is where the sphere comes around over on this side, and it's actually quite close to where we were building just the other day. Anyway, talk about getting distracted. That's a project for the future, and this is our project right now, and it's about to really come together. I put most of the preparations in place. So let's go through the things one by one. These two blocks right here are probably going to be the way to get to the surface, up and down, and then on the opposite side we're going to have a storage system, and I might ditch having a nether portal, so I don't know what will go in this other space, but we've got like 4 segments, and you can kind of see here how the room is going to come together and focus on where the skeletons drop down. And then we have loads of bookshelves here, and what I want to do is make the entire wall made out of bookshelves. I think it will look really, really cool. I'm just hoping I got enough resources for this, as it will require a lot of leather, and I don't have a leather farm yet, but we'll see how far that takes us. Now, down the bottom here, you'll see that there is some glass. That's because I might make an access point to come down here and just check up on the skeletons and sort of see the whole thing from down below. So it'll take them all the way to this spot here. We're going to turn that block into a soul sand block, which is very convenient because then it can shoot them all the way up the top. Now they're going to fall down into the glass here. This is like the containment bit, and so because I didn't want it to connect to the bookshelves at the back, that means we've got a gap here, as you can kind of see. And I think what we'll do is we'll put some wooden textures in the wall here. We'll take advantage of these trapdoors to hold the skeletons back, but you'll be able to see them going up. And then maybe throw in some fence posts like this. We'll be able to make it look good. I'm confident. Slowly getting there, but running out of leather. We're going to have to take a trip back over to the mushroom island. Kill some mushrooms again. I just noticed something. I don't know how it took me so long, but this isn't lined up properly. Right? It's making the roof here look really odd. So all of this here needs to be shifted in by 1 block. I've used up all of my leather on bookshelves, so I've come over here to do a trade. And I don't remember this being so expensive, but I guess I'm going to have to take it. So I am working on the way up and down to our skeleton farm, and what do I discover but another skeleton spawner? You know, I'm wondering if there's a point in the middle here where I could activate both at once, but I think they're probably just a little too far away from one another. Well, look at this place now, beautiful and clean, all coming together. And what we can actually do right now is start to punch out some of these torches and get some spawns in here, because I've completed the drop system, which is all like hidden behind, and now the skeletons are free to fall down onto the enchanting table here. We also have a way to get up and down, but we'll come back to that later on, as they're just holes in the ground up on the jungle surface. And then on the opposite side, I know what we're going to put in this space over here. But first of all, we're going to be building a storage system. And since we're now actually ready for it, I'm going to get some skeletons spawning in here. And look at that, the lighting ambience in this room is just wonderful at the moment. We can also head down below and see the skeletons getting shuffled along. Having a little bit of trouble here, and I don't know... Oh, there we go. Okay, they just need a bit of a push, and up they go. And down they fall. They can spread out a little bit in this space, and if I go up real close, they can actually shoot at me, which we don't want. But we're going to put some blocks here that will prevent that later on. For now, though, I can just easily attack them and get my XP. So as far as storage goes, I decided against adding in any kind of item filter. So it's a very simple setup. We've got our redstone clock down here to read the dropper, so when it's got items in it, it's going to send them up the water here, and then we just got to put a bucket of water in at the top, and it will take the items over the hoppers. And eventually I might come back here and add like a lava bucket at the end for overflow or something like that. Also, I've gone ahead and used these blocks in here again, so it kind of matches what we did on the walls over there. So everything is working a treat, and now we're ready to go and get our secret weapon. And there's something that we require from this farm, and that is bones. With bones, my friends, we're going to be able to automate the killing of the skeletons and get lots of experience automatically. It is a beautiful thing on this server to now have access to rockets and our wings. It makes life so much easier. We're in search of a taiga biome, and I know there's roughly one in this direction, but I ain't even going to bother bringing up a map and figuring it all out, because now we can just travel nice and easy. Now I found what I'm looking for, although this is the snowy biome. I'm not entirely sure if wolves spawn in this biome, which is what of course we're looking for. They spawn in the regular taiga, but I will roam around and have a look, and hopefully we'll be able to make some friends. So I had no luck in the snowy biome, but I found a couple of wolves over there and I've tamed them, and we got the best friends forever enchantment, and this is cool. We got some pets, we're going to breed them and all of that. I was just checking out how we're going to get back to our base, and you know, I can fly, and what they'll do is simply teleport over to me when I'm near the ground, just like that. So this means we can get them safely back to the jungle, even though we're going to be flying. Looks like I found a few more on the way back. Hey, come here. This is great because it'll take me less time to breed them all up if I've got more of them to begin with, right? Where are my pups? I can hear them barking, but I've only got one over here. Took me a while to figure this one out. They can't teleport to carpets, but below the carpets are spaces. Yep, look at that. This is where they are. Let me show you the secret trick here. We're going to put down grass blocks and turn them into path blocks. This means any items that land on top of them can be picked up by the hoppers down below. Now in terms of looks, it definitely sticks out as being a little bit odd, but now the doggies should go and attack the skeletons, which won't attack back, by the way, until they have been attacked. Something is messing with their pathfinding. It's like they don't want to come down here. Right, now that you're in that gap, you've got to go around to the backside to attack them. There you go. There you go. You got one. Oh, but you don't want to go back there. That's kind of concerning. So before building all of this, I did test it in a creative environment. The difference was I didn't have these stairs here and I didn't have the carpets, but the wolves that I spawned to test kind of ran straight in there and started attacking them, but it is not the case with these ones. I think actually the hitbox of the skeletons is kind of pushing the wolves out. Aha! Aha! Slab seems to do the trick. Yeah, look at that. Just standing there and one hit killing them. Automatic XP coming my way. Thank you very much. That's great. That's wonderful. Oh, finally. So right now the wolves are wrecking those skeletons, but we had a little bit of a build-up, and so this farm design has its flaws. Also, the skeleton there almost attacked the wolves. This would be perfect if it wasn't for me trying to integrate the enchanting table, which is actually entirely functional, except for some reason apparently I missed a bookshelf because we don't have level 30. But I've been looking at this and I've been thinking about a way we might be able to redesign it, keep the same concept, and get the wolves attacking the skeletons more efficiently. But we'll have to save that one for another day, as I've got something planned for the rest of this episode. And that plan for the moment has been put on hold, so all of a sudden I got some time and the creativity starts flowing. I'm thinking about an entrance to our skeleton farm, and do you know what we did in Season 5? We had Iskale help us build a skull in our base. In Season 6 we built one over in the Undead Demise area. And now in Season 7 I guess we're going to build another one. You can see I've got some bone blocks here, kind of measuring out what's in my mind. We're going to shift this over by 1 and we're going to align it with this courtyard, and it's just going to go over there back into the hill. Now one of the things I've been doing here is trimming out some of the vines so we can take a look at where this is going to appear. And as you can see, I've also made this jungle tree kind of wonky. Now I think it works, but the problem is it then gets very straight at that point there, so it becomes obvious. So that needs more work, which I'll do with time. I'm also thinking bark blocks here make a lot more sense than the regular logs. So anyway, if we're walking from over here, we can probably actually cut out some of these leaf bushes at this level, and then that means that the skull can go down a little bit lower. So step by step, I'm just trying to figure out where the position of this thing should be. I've been walking back and forth to this location, making many iterations, and you know what? This has turned out fantastic. I love it. And the face is, of course, a little bit derpy, but we're working on a small scale here, and I really feel like we've got an evil expression going on. And then the way that I've shaped out the leaves around here, there's kind of like a three-dimensional thing going on, and it really just kind of opens up as you walk towards it, which is just wonderful. Now as for lighting, there's actually torches sort of hidden under the leaves so that things can't spawn on these blocks, where I've tried to create a little bit of an obvious path to this thing. That may change in the future, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I also feel like I need to put more leaves over in this spot. Yeah, there's been so many things to do around here, it's just kind of easy to miss the occasional thing, and that is so much better. Now what we want to do is have the black of the nose and the eyes translate to the teeth. So what we've done is put black carpet down, which means that nothing will spawn in it. It can be dark in here, and then this is going to be turned into concrete, so from the front you have that like full black experience. Now the one on this side goes further along because our up and down water chutes are kind of aligned differently. So one of them's there and the other one's here, and then that means that the path on the right is basically a little bit shorter. Now that our entrance to get down here has been sorted out, I had a little bit of free time on my hands and just kind of reminded myself that once you got a beacon, one of the things that you go and do is start instant mining out the area to get your hands on diamonds and other valuable resources to stockpile on cobble and stone for building. And so I've been down here doing that, gathering some resources, and I'm going to continue doing that for a while and see what we get. But also I've been reminded of the grindstone over here and how useful it is. And I've been trying to get some gravel. We need gravel and sand to make our concrete blocks over here. And what we can do is simply take an unenchanted diamond shovel. And of course I needed some lapis. We can do this, and there's a chance of getting silk touch with unbreaking. So if we don't get what we want, like in this circumstance, we can come over here and then we can do that. Now what I used to do was put junk enchants in between until we could see the one that we wanted. However, what I can also do, and let's unenchant this random flame bow that I've got, is I can just do this as a level 1, so I don't use as much XP, and then I can come back here and see what we got going on here. It's still unbreaking free, so I'll roll the dice again. Yeah, not getting silk touch, and of course we want that so we can collect lots of gravel. Well, my friends, I finally got this thing working. It took me a bit of time to get it all together. The key thing here is that you got to... I wasn't trying to breed them. You got to make them sit when you leave the farm. Otherwise, they teleport and they get out of this space. But for now, they're kind of trapped in there. And after being very happy with this and getting automatic XP coming through, I've realized that the enchanting table no longer works. And this is because, despite having a ring of bookshelves around at this height, there is glass right here. And because this thing can talk to bookshelves at this height and one block above, that actually blocks it. So it might mean that I need some more bookshelves that come out the side and then remove some of the glass on either side, but it hasn't quite worked out, this idea. But I can still get all the XP. So now I have precisely 0 experience points, And I'm eating rotted flesh. How on earth could such a thing happen? Well, remember I said earlier in the video that I had something planned and prepared? It was a trip to the end dimension with my buddy Beeralis. Or should I say Beeralis? Hello. Wait, what?
Hi.
No. What?
No.
What's this?
My
Oh
skin.
my goodness me.
Beeralis.
Beeralis. Oh my
Yeah.
word. Hang on a second.
You like it?
Hang on a second. Oh man, how long did you like? You literally just like rip the skin and then put your eyes on it and the mouth. That's amazing.
No, I had this made. I paid for it.
Oh, you got wings. I've got elytra wings.
Do I?
You've got. Yeah, man, you got like wings. I got a cape.
I don't have any. Okay, let me just get my stuff on.
So cool.
You say like proper.
Hang on.
Proper gear.
Hang on. Proper gear,
Yeah.
wooden swords, chainmail.
But I've enchanted. Like, look at it. It is proper fixed.
That is actually pretty good. It's not as good as diamond though. I'm slightly concerned. Do you have a bow?
Boom! Look at this.
Okay, this is going to be all right then. The bow I think is probably your best tool. Wait, what's it called? Pew pew missile.
Yeah, I don't hit much. Bishwami, okay?
Yes.
Back in season 2, we went on a little boot camp. Me, you, and Mambo. That was to the Nether. And this is pretty much the same scenario for me. I'm a little bit clueless. I'm a little bit scared. I'm afraid. I'm terrified. I'm petrified. And all that jazz, you know. Can you help me?
I will enjoy helping you. Absolutely.
You're the best. You're the best. Am I okay to use the same skin as you? And such?
Yeah, go on then. I can't get over it, man. Like, I pressed tab earlier to see if you were online, and I didn't notice the skin change then.
I just changed, man. Okay, let me just get proper armor maybe, because I don't want to waste my chainmail, because I spent so much time, you know, enchanting in it all, because this is kind of like the chainmail. That's gonna be a shop in the future. It's the hot thing on the street. Everybody loves chainmail.
You know, I'm telling you, I want to be self-sufficient, but the chainmail, like top-notch chainmail armor, I would probably buy that. That's because it shows off your skin a little bit more, which I think is cool.
It does. It's a little bit see-through. It's a bit.
I feel like I'm looking in the mirror now.
And let me see.
Like,
oh,
we need to like find someone else and just sort of like walk near them and see if they get confused.
I think Beef is up in his farm. Oh no!
Anyone on the Nether roof? So we went in search of Iskall and found him. I believe he was working on a secret project that we didn't want to spoil, so I'm not going to include that in the video. But what I will put in is a few funny moments from our adventure together. And if you want to see more of the adventure, I know Beeralis is probably going to be sharing more of that with you in his video, so a reason to go and check out his one. Otherwise, here's a couple of funny moments.
This is terrifying, by the way.
It is, isn't it? Oh no! Like oh no! Wait, I'm okay.
Oh man. Oh no!
Oh, it's teleported. It's teleported. It's over here, Beeralis.
Yeah.
You're floating.
How do I prevent this from happening, man? Can I? How do I? Oh.
You're up there now.
Yeah, I know. I want to get down. Thank you. So tell me, any pointers, any tips and tricks?
Not really. Just that it's always the same. There's a shulker on top. There's a shulker in the bottom. At the bottom, you can kind of see them, and then there's a shulker inside.
Is that a boat?
Yeah, that's a flying boat. Right, I'll go first because it might not work. See, look at that. It's a trap. Oh, luckily I got
above
wings.
The ladder. Okay, above the ladder.
Yeah, usually if you don't have wings yet, you like pillar out a little bit and then throw an ender pearl.
In case you need help or pointers how to throw them, just ask me. I got
Oh,
it.
okay, you're the pro.
I got you, boo.
It looks like you landed. You know, I could do with some tips.
I told you, but I'm gonna be dying. Oh, looky fancy. Instant health.
Do you see the
which
wings?
Which wings?
right in front of us. Also, lots of good loot.
Which wings? I didn't see any wings.
Where'd they go?
talking about?
Oh man, did this thing generate without wings? Oh no. Oh.
I guess maybe this.
Oh. Oh, we came all this
That's
way.
sure.
Well, okay, so you have the wings, and I'll take the real treasure.
What is the real treasure?
Oh, now you want to know, do you? Beeralis wants to know what the real treasure is.
No flipping way.
That
Where was that?
was right here. It's out the front of the ship.
I trade
know?
you. I trade you.
Oh,
what do I have?
wait. Do you have wings? But no, wait a minute. This thing generated without wings. You can't have wings. Yeah.
I have
I
it
guess
on me.
I guess I'll keep the head. Oh, wait. No.
Did you do this?
No.
Dude.
No. Oh, that happened so fast.
Oh, dude. I help. I got pumpkin.
Oh, man.
Face.
Well, what a fine way to see out that adventure. That was the last end city we were going to, and as you saw there, I died. Death number 3. It's not so bad though. Beeralis got all of my items back together.
Fantastic.
Wait
yes.
a minute, I got my armor back. I've literally got my armor back.
That looks so cool, man.
Man, it almost looks perfect.
It does.
So after that, me and Beeralis divvied up all of the loot, and he was actually quite generous with letting me have all of the good diamond gear, which was fantastic. We split all the end rods, shulker shells, and diamonds, etc. And we made a deal. He said that I should buy 1 book from his shop. Ooh.
I feel like you should buy a book, at least one to show appreciation. Like if
I'll buy 1 book. I'll buy 1 book. Okay.
Okay. Which one do you want to buy?
You know what it's going to be, right? Silk Touch. I haven't got Silk Touch the entire time. Also, we've got a baby wolf in here. Oh no, wait, it's grown into an adult. I think I accidentally bred them with the rotted flesh when I was getting them to no longer sit. So it doesn't work as an enchanting combo, but now that I got the wolves shoved in there, I just go AFK for a bit, and I got my levels back. Also, if we just go investigate what we got over here, I didn't get a Silk Touch shovel, right? No, but this is my loot, and you know what? I still don't really have the best of gear, so I can put things like Depth Strider onto my boots now, and so there's some really good enchantments for here. And remember, my goal is to be self-sufficient, but this time we're going to buy a Silk Touch book for our shovel. Things, they change here every day. This place is growing fast. There's some signs over here. Ooh, and look at that, that's a repeater. Oh, and what's going on over there with the head games? Wow. Well, first of all, looky at my bookie. Yes, Beeralis' beautiful and wonderful shop stocked to the brim with all sorts of books, including Silk Touch. There it is. And Beeralis told me it was 10 diamonds. Yeah, Beeralis is my buddy. I'm just going to pay 10 diamonds for this because I had such a great time with him, and I think that's what he said the price was. I mean, it says free there, but now we got our Silk Touch book. And let's see what's going on over here then. Okay, there is a double point hermit, and it's XB, who's not online at the moment. I think other players have already been playing the game, mainly Beeralis. Like, people have come over here and they've already got the heads. Right, well, my strategy is different, and you're going to have to find out about my strategy in the next episode. Oh, I do hope you have enjoyed this one. And if you did, leave a like. As always, thank you for your support. I'll be seeing you soon in another episode of Hermitcraft Season 7. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.